It was a quiet autumn evening in Chicago, Illinois, when 27-year-old Madison Carter stepped out of her office building. The wind carried the sharp chill of October, rattling the fallen leaves along the pavement. She pulled her beige coat tighter around her shoulders, her tired eyes glancing up at the dimly lit skyscrapers. Madison worked as a junior editor at a well-known publishing company, a job that demanded more hours than it ever seemed to pay back. Still, she had always loved books, and there was something comforting about being surrounded by stories all day. Yet tonight, something weighed on her, heavier than usual. Her past. It had been 4 years since she had left her hometown in Nashville, Tennessee, running from memories that haunted her, memories she never shared with anyone in Chicago. She had built a new life here, steady, quiet, guarded. Madison believed she had buried those old secrets deep enough that no one would ever unearth them again. Until the night she saw him. She was halfway across Michigan Avenue when she noticed the man standing on the opposite side of the street. He was tall, his dark coat buttoned neatly, his gaze sharp as though he were waiting for someone. For a fleeting second, his eyes locked with hers, and her steps faltered. There was something unsettlingly familiar about him. Madison's heart gave a jolt. She didn't know his name. She was certain she had never met him. Yet deep inside, a chill spread, as though this stranger somehow knew her. She shook off the feeling and hurried home. But it didn't stop there. The next morning, as Madison sat at her favorite coffee shop, Maple and Stone Cafe, a cozy corner spot where she always ordered a caramel latte, the same man appeared. He didn't approach her. He simply sat a few tables away, reading a newspaper, occasionally glancing up as though making sure she was still there. Madison's pulse quickened. Was it just coincidence, or was he following her? She left earlier than usual, pretending not to notice him, but when she reached her office, she caught sight of him again across the street, watching, always at a distance, never too close, never speaking. By the third day, Madison couldn't take it anymore. She slammed her coffee cup on the table, turned sharply, and confronted him. "Why are you following me?" she demanded, her voice sharper than she expected. The man slowly lowered his paper. His expression was calm, unreadable. He had striking blue eyes, the kind that seemed to cut straight through you. "I'm not following you," he said in a low, even tone. "I'm making sure you're safe." Her stomach twisted. "Safe? From what?" He hesitated, then leaned forward slightly. "From your past, Madison." Her breath caught in her throat. She hadn't told anyone here about her past. Not her co-workers, not her friends, not even her kind neighbor, Mrs. Evans, who treated her like a daughter. No one in Chicago knew who she used to be in Nashville. "How do you know my name?" she whispered. "I know more than that," he said, his eyes steady. "I know why you left, and I know who's looking for you." For days afterward, Madison couldn't shake the man's words. She tried to focus on work, tried to laugh with her coworkers at lunch, tried to bury herself in manuscripts, but everywhere she turned, she felt the weight of his gaze, his words echoing in her mind. Finally, she found him waiting outside the cafe again. Against every instinct, she sat across from him. "What do you want from me?" she asked, her voice trembling. "Nothing," he replied simply, "except for you to listen." "Why should I?" "Because I'm the only one standing between you and the truth you've been running from." His name, she learned, was Ethan Hayes. He was 31, originally from Denver, Colorado. Though he had been in and out of Chicago for years, working as an investigative journalist, and somehow Ethan knew everything. He knew about the night 4 years ago in Nashville, the night Madison had stumbled onto something she was never supposed to see. Back then, she had been a college graduate, full of hope, working as an assistant in a local law office. One evening, she had accidentally overheard her boss in a private meeting discussing something that sounded far more like a crime than legal business: documents, money transfers, threats, all tied to powerful people in the city. Madison had panicked, written down everything she heard, and told herself she'd go to the police. But before she could, a fire had mysteriously broken out at the office, destroying files and killing one of her coworkers. Fear consumed her. Convinced her life was in danger, Madison packed her bags and disappeared, starting over in Chicago under a carefully guarded silence. No one knew, not a soul, except Ethan. "How do you know all this?" Madison asked, her hands shaking. "Because I was investigating the same people back then," he said quietly. "And your name kept coming up. Madison Carter, the girl."